Hello, friends. Welcome to Book Summary Podcasts. Today, we're going to talk about the book Think Less, Do More by Peter Hollins. Often, we fail to start a task because we feel we need to do it perfectly. This thought paralyzes us, and we end up just thinking without taking any action. This is called inertia or stagnation. The simplest solution to this is to lower your standards a bit. Imagine you want to learn a new skill, like painting or playing the guitar. If you think you need to become a professional artist from the very first try, you'll probably never even start. You'll feel inadequate and stop yourself, thinking there's no point in doing it until you're perfect. But if you lower your standards and just draw a small doodle or try to play a simple tune, you'll get started. Once you begin, moving forward becomes easier. Similarly, when we think about a big task, it seems so overwhelming that we don't even start working on it. Suppose you have to write a 10-page report, and you're thinking it has to be perfect. Just thinking about it will make it seem very difficult, and you'll start procrastinating. But if you tell yourself to just write the first paragraph, no matter how it turns out, you'll be able to start. Our brains are more interested in seeing the finish line, but when they see it's too far away, they get scared. To overcome this, you just need to make your first step easy. If you want to start exercising, don't think about doing a 1-hour workout every day. Just think about stretching for 5 minutes. Once you start stretching, you might feel like doing more. Perfectionism often becomes the biggest enemy of progress. We assume we need to be perfect in everything, but the truth is, perfection never comes in one go. It comes gradually, through repeated effort. The first draft is always bad, the first attempt is always average, and the first step is always shaky. But if you accept this and allow yourself to do average work in the beginning, you can overcome inertia. Think about when a child learns to walk. Do they start running without falling from the first attempt? No, they fall, then get up, fall again, and gradually learn to walk. If they thought they wouldn't try until they could walk without falling, they would never learn to walk. We need to adopt the same mindset. Sometimes we think that if we set lower standards, our work will be poor, but that's not true. Starting is the hardest part of any task, and if you make that part easy, the rest of the journey becomes easier. Once you start writing, you can gradually edit. Once you start exercising, you can gradually increase your stamina. Once you start a new business, you can gradually improve it. But if you keep thinking that the beginning has to be perfect, you might never start. So the next time you feel too much pressure to do something, just lower your standards a bit. Make your target smaller, break the task into smaller parts, and most importantly, don't burden yourself with the pressure of being perfect. You just need to start, no matter how small the beginning is. Once you gain momentum, inertia will disappear on its own. Often, we think we need motivation to start a task. We think we'll start only when we feel motivated. But the truth is quite the opposite. Motivation comes from action. If you take the first step, even without motivation, you'll gradually start feeling motivated. When you start doing something, you get involved in it, and then your brain automatically motivates you to keep going. Suppose you have to read a long book, but you don't feel like reading. You're thinking you'll read it when you're in the mood. But if you just take the action of reading 2 pages, your brain will gradually get into the process, and you'll feel like reading more. The same applies to any task, whether it's exercising, studying, working, or learning a new skill. If you start, motivation will come on its own. The problem with motivation is that it's temporary. You might get motivated by a motivational video or speech, but that motivation doesn't last long. So, if you rely solely on motivation, you'll feel sluggish again in a few days. But if you develop the habit of taking action, you can achieve your goals even without motivation. The best example of this is working out. Many people think they'll go to the gym when they feel like exercising. But if they start with just 5 minutes of stretching, their body and mind will gradually get into it, and then they'll feel like doing more exercises. This principle applies to everything. When you start doing any task, your energy shifts towards it, and motivation arises automatically. Think about a time when you felt very lazy to do something, but when you started it, you began to enjoy it. This is because after taking action, your brain tunes itself to work in that direction. Sometimes we feel bored at the beginning of a task, but if we continue, it gradually becomes interesting. It's a psychological fact that when we get involved in an activity, our mind starts working towards completing it. Another big advantage of taking action is that it reduces self-doubt and uncertainty. When you just keep thinking that a task is difficult, it seems even harder. But when you start doing it, you realize it wasn't as difficult as you thought. An interesting thing is that taking action can change your self-image. If you think you're a lazy person, you'll behave that way. But if you take just 5 minutes of action, you can create a new story about yourself. I'm someone who can work even without motivation. Thinking this way makes you more ready to do more. Why is action necessary for motivation? You can think of it like a cycle. When you take an action, you get a small result. This result boosts your confidence, and then you're inspired to do more. Gradually, this motivation increases, and you can bring big changes in your life. In simpler terms, if you start doing a task even when you don't feel like it, you'll soon start enjoying it. And when you do this repeatedly, you won't need to wait for motivation. You'll take action, and motivation will arise from that action. Often, when we hear the word risk, fear arises in our minds. We think that if we take a big step and it goes wrong, we'll be in trouble. This thought keeps us away from many new opportunities. But in reality, risk is not just a danger. It's also a means of growth. When we view risk as an opportunity to learn and move forward instead of something to be afraid of, our lives change completely. Imagine if a child wants to learn to ride a bicycle. There's a risk of falling. If they never try out a fear of falling, they'll never learn to ride. But when they take the risk, fall, get up, and try again, one day they'll be able to ride smoothly without falling. The same principle applies to our entire lives. Many people prefer to stay in their comfort zones because there's no risk there. But staying in the comfort zone limits our lives. The biggest disadvantage of staying in the comfort zone is that you never grow. When you learn a new skill, start a new business, or take on a new challenge, there's risk involved. But there are also great opportunities to learn and move forward. Taking risks doesn't mean taking any big step without thinking. It means taking calculated risks. You analyze the situation first, understand its pros and cons, and then make an informed decision. When you take risks this way, your chances of failure decrease, and your chances of success increase. Another big advantage of embracing risk is that it makes you mentally strong. When you take small risks repeatedly and learn from them, your ability to face any challenge increases. You gain the confidence to face challenges. Gradually, your brain starts viewing failure as a learning process, not something to be afraid of. If you look at your professional life, all the big entrepreneurs and leaders have taken big risks at some point. If they were afraid of taking risks, they probably wouldn't have reached where they are today. Steve Jobs took a risk and created Apple. Elon Musk took a risk and established companies like Tesla and SpaceX. Behind every big success, there's some risk involved. Similarly, in our personal lives, if we always try to play it safe, we'll never reach our full potential. If someone is afraid to express their feelings to someone because of the risk of rejection, they'll never express their feelings. But if they take the risk, they'll either succeed or learn something new from the rejection and move forward. Taking risks doesn't mean you'll always win. You'll fail sometimes. But these failures will teach you how to do things better next time. All the successful people in the world have failed many times, but they learned from every failure and did better next time. If you're afraid of risks, change your mindset first. Don't see it as a threat. See it as an opportunity. Whenever you get a new opportunity, don't just think about what could go wrong. Also think about how much you'll benefit if it goes right. This habit of thinking will make you proactive, and you'll be able to grab more opportunities in your life. Another advantage of taking risks is that it improves your creativity and problem-solving skills. When you accept a new challenge, you have to step out of your comfort zone and find new solutions. This increases your thinking ability and you feel more confident. So, the next time you face an opportunity with risk, don't reject it just because of fear. Analyze it carefully, and if you feel it's worth taking, definitely take it. It might turn out to be your best decision, and your life might change completely. Often, when we plan our day, we make a to-do list. We write down all the tasks we need to complete. But sometimes, we find that our day ends, and many tasks on our list remain incomplete. One major reason for this is that we don't pay attention to the things that distract us and prevent us from staying focused. That's why we need to make not just a to-do list, but also a don't-do list. This is a list of all the things we need to avoid so that our attention stays in the right place and we can remain productive. Imagine if you start scrolling through social media on your phone as soon as you wake up. A lot of your time gets wasted. You think you'll just look for 5 minutes, but when you look at the clock again, 30 to 40 minutes have passed. Similarly, if you keep checking your emails throughout the day or react immediately to every small thing, your energy gets wasted in the wrong place. A don't-do list helps identify such things so that you can avoid habits that waste your time and productivity. To make this list, you first need to identify the activities that distract you throughout the day. Do you check your phone during every short break? Do you waste a lot of time in unnecessary meetings? Do you spend too much time on social media without a plan? Note down all these things and put them on your don't-do list. This will give you a clear understanding of what things you need to avoid. The biggest advantage of a don't-do list is that it teaches you discipline. When you're clear about what not to do, you can focus more on your important tasks. Suppose your list says, "I will not use social media before 10 a.m." Then, whenever you feel like picking up your phone to check Instagram or Twitter, your list will remind you that it's not your priority. Gradually, this will become a habit, and your productivity will increase. Many people think that success comes from working harder, but working smarter is more important. If you use your time wisely instead of just being busy, you can achieve more in less time. A don't-do list helps you understand which tasks are just wasting your time, and by avoiding them, you can channel your energy in the right direction. To make it more effective, you can update your list from time to time. Initially, you might feel that only social media distracts you, but after a few weeks, you might realize that frequent unnecessary meetings are also taking up a lot of your time. In that case, you'll need to add to your don't-do list, "I will not attend useless meetings." This way, you can refine your list based on your experience. Another important thing is that a don't-do list is not just about avoiding distractions, it also provides emotional and mental clarity. Sometimes we make decisions that are not right for us simply because we have a habit of not saying no. If your list says, "I will not say yes to tasks that don't align with my goals," it can help you avoid unnecessary commitments. If you're an entrepreneur, writer, or in any creative field, this list becomes even more important because deep work is crucial for you. Deep work means the time when you're completely focused and doing your best work. But if your attention keeps getting distracted by small things, you'll never reach your full potential. A don't-do list gives you clarity on what tasks to avoid so that you can focus entirely on your most important tasks. This list is not only useful for professional life, but also for personal life. Suppose you want to improve your health. If your don't-do list says, "I will not eat junk food after 11 p.m., it will help you make the right choices. If you want to focus on your mental health, you can add, "I will not spend time with people who drain my energy." Finally, it's important to understand that deciding what not to do is as important as deciding what to do. We all have only 24 hours in a day, and if we learn to channel our energy in the right place, we can bring big changes in our lives. Creating a small don't-do list is an easy but powerful way to make your day better and more productive. If you follow it honestly, you'll see how your efficiency, focus, and overall happiness increase. Every day in our lives, we have many tasks. Some are important, and some are less important. But often we get caught up in tasks that are not very important, and the tasks that really matter to us get left behind. The reason for this is that we don't set our priorities correctly. This is where a burner list comes in handy. It's a way to separate your most important and least important tasks so that your energy and attention are directed in the right place. The idea behind a burner list is to divide your tasks into two parts: front burner and back burner. Front burner includes the things that are your top priority and require your utmost attention. These are the tasks that help you achieve your big goals. On the other hand, back burner includes the things that are important but don't need much attention right now. These could be tasks that you can do later or that are not very critical. Imagine you're a chef and you're cooking many things at once in the kitchen. There's something cooking on one stove that needs to be constantly stirred so that it cooks properly. This is your front burner. Some things are on slow simmer, which can be checked later. This is your back burner. Similarly, when we organize our lives this way, we can focus our energy in the right place. If you're working on a big project, it will be your front burner task. But if you also want to learn a new skill or work on a new idea, it can go on the back burner. This doesn't mean that back burner tasks are useless. It just means they don't need as much priority right now. This keeps your attention from getting distracted, and you can focus on the most important things. The biggest advantage of adopting a burner list is that it simplifies decision-making. Whenever a new task comes up, you can quickly decide which burner it should go on. This keeps your mind clutter-free, and you don't miss important things. Another advantage is that it prevents you from multitasking. Often people try to do many things at once, and as a result, they don't complete any task properly. But when you know which task is on the front burner, you can focus entirely on it and handle the rest later. To make a burner list more effective, you can review it every week or month because priorities change over time. A task that's on the back burner today might need to be moved to the front burner after a few weeks, so it's important to update it periodically. This system not only increases your productivity, but also gives you mental clarity. When your mind isn't constantly tangled in thinking about what to do next, you can focus better. You can use it for small daily decisions as well. For example, if you want to focus on fitness, keep it on the front burner. If you want to read a new book but don't have time right now, put it on the back burner. This method is also very useful in professional life. Suppose you're an entrepreneur with many ideas, but it's not possible to work on all of them at once. You can use a burner list to decide which idea is most important and which can be explored later. The real magic of a burner list is that it teaches you discipline. It helps you understand that not every task is equally important, and if you try to focus on everything at once, nothing will be completed well. When you understand which things to prioritize and which to set aside for now, your productivity and success both increase. So, if you want to manage your day better and channel your energy into the right things, incorporate a burner list into your life. It's an easy but powerful way to gain clarity and achieve your most important goals. We have to make many decisions every day, some small, some big. Sometimes we get so caught up in thinking about small decisions that our minds get tired, and we don't have the energy left for big decisions. This is called over-analysis, and it reduces both our productivity and confidence. The best solution to this is to adopt a superstructured decision model. It's a structured way to make quick and accurate decisions without getting stuck in unnecessary overthinking. Imagine if you had to decide every day what to wear in the morning, what to have for breakfast, or which email to reply to first. Your mind would get tangled in these small decisions. That's why many successful people simplify their daily decisions. For example, Steve Jobs and Mark Zuckerberg always wore the same clothes so that they didn't have to make decisions about it every day. Similarly, if you adopt a structured decision-making framework, your mind can focus on more important things. A superstructured decision model means having a predefined system that helps you decide how to make each decision. This saves you thinking time, and your choices align with your goals. This model is especially beneficial for people who often suffer from decision paralysis, meaning when there are too many options and we can't decide which one is right. The first step in adopting this model is to decide which types of decisions you can automate. For example, if you waste time deciding every day whether to go to the gym or not, automate it by fixing certain days of the week to go, no matter what. This eliminates the need to make this decision every day. The second step is to set decision-making criteria. When you have to make a big decision, you should have some predefined questions that help you choose the right option, such as, does this decision align with my long-term goals? Will this decision channel my time and energy in the right direction? What's the worst that can happen if I make a wrong decision? Having these predefined filters will help you make the right decisions without overthinking. The third step is to learn from past decisions. Analyze where you went wrong if you made a wrong decision in the past, and what you can do to avoid that mistake next time. This will improve your decision-making ability, and you'll make more confident choices in the future. This model not only increases your speed, but also improves your mental clarity. When you start making decisions based on a structured process, instead of overthinking, your mind stays more relaxed and stress is reduced. A superstructure decision model also prevents you from getting distracted. When you have a system, you don't pay too much attention to every little thing and focus only on the things that matter most to you. This makes you more productive and efficient. If you want to adopt this model in your professional life, you can categorize your work decisions, such as urgent tasks, important but non-urgent tasks, and completely avoidable tasks. This will help you immediately understand which things to prioritize and which to ignore. You can also use it in your personal life. For example, if you always struggle to decide what to do on weekends, you can pre-plan some options, such as spending one day with family, one day for yourself, and one day for a new experience. This will eliminate the need to make decisions repeatedly, and your time will be more organized. By adopting a superstructure decision model, you'll not only make decisions faster, but you'll also understand whether your choices align with your goals. It's a powerful way to avoid overthinking and become a smart and confident decision maker. Our bodies work according to a specific rhythm called ultradian rhythms. It's the natural cycle that fluctuates our energy levels throughout the day. You might have noticed that at certain times in the morning you feel very energetic and focused, but after a few hours, you suddenly feel tired or distracted. This is the effect of ultradian rhythms. If we understand this natural energy cycle and schedule our work accordingly, we can increase our productivity many times over. Often, people make the mistake of expecting the same level of energy throughout the day. They think that if they work continuously from 9 a.m. to 6 p.m., their output will always be the same. But that's not true. Our bodies work in cycles of 90 to 120 minutes, meaning after about 1.5 to 2 hours, our energy gradually decreases and we need a short break. If we work according to this natural cycle, we'll feel more productive and less tired. Imagine if you do the most important and demanding tasks during your highest energy levels. Your work would be much more efficient, and when your energy is low, you can do tasks that don't require much mental effort, such as checking emails, attending meetings, or planning. This way, you'll work with your body's natural rhythm, not against it. The best way to do this is to observe your energy patterns. Pay attention for a week to when you feel most energetic and focused and when you feel sluggish or distracted. This will help you identify your peak performance hours. Once you know your peak hours, do the most critical tasks during those hours. Tasks that require the most concentration and creativity. For example, if you're a writer, do your writing during your high-energy hours in the morning. If you're working on a strategy or planning, schedule it during your peak time. On the other hand, when your energy is naturally low, do light tasks such as making calls, checking emails, or casual discussions. Many people feel guilty about not being able to work at high energy levels throughout the day. But in reality, It's not possible. Even the most productive people in the world take breaks and work according to their body's natural energy. When you understand how your body works, you can organize your work smartly. Adopting ultradian rhythms has another big advantage. It prevents burnout. When we work continuously without breaks, our energy gets completely depleted, and we get tired quickly. But if we take breaks at the right time, keeping our energy cycles in mind, our efficiency remains high, and we can work at high performance for a long time. If you want to apply this approach in your life, make your daily schedule a bit flexible. It's not necessary to perform the same way all the time. You just need to understand which hours are your most productive and which hours you need to relax. For example, if you feel the most energy between 10 a.m. and 12 p.m., do your most important and challenging tasks during that time. Then take a short break from 12 p.m. to 12:30 p.m. Take a walk, drink water, or relax for a while. After that, return to work, but prioritize light tasks. These small things can make a big difference in your productivity. This is not just time management, it's energy management. When you start working according to your ultradian rhythms, you'll find that you're getting more work done with less effort, and your mind feels fresher and more focused. Our bodies work according to a natural rhythm called ultradian rhythms. This controls our energy levels throughout the day. You might have noticed that at certain times you're super focused, but after a few hours, you feel tired or distracted. This is the effect of this rhythm. If we understand it and schedule our work accordingly, we can become more productive. Often people think that their energy will remain the same throughout the day, but that's not true. Our bodies work in cycles of 90 to 120 minutes, meaning after 1.5 to 2 hours, our energy naturally decreases and we need a break. If we work according to this natural cycle, we can get more work done with less effort. The best way to do this is to observe your energy patterns. Understand which hours of the day are your peak performance hours and when you feel tired. Then, do the most important tasks during your high-energy time, the ones that require the most focus and creativity. When your energy is low, do tasks like emails, meetings, and casual tasks. Many people feel guilty about not being able to work at high performance throughout the day, but smart work means working with your body's rhythm, not against it. Even the most productive people in the world take breaks and do the right tasks at the right time. One big advantage of this is that you avoid burnout. If you work for long periods without breaks, your energy will deplete quickly. But if you follow ultradian cycles and take breaks at the right time, you'll remain efficient. If you want to apply this approach in your life, let go of rigid timetables and understand your natural rhythms. When you're in high-energy mode, do challenging tasks, and when your energy is low, do light tasks. Taking short 30-minute breaks also helps maintain focus and efficiency. This is not time management, it's energy management. When you start working according to your ultradian rhythms, you'll find that you're getting more work done with less effort, and your mind feels fresher and more focused. So friends, that was our book summary for today. Please let us know how you liked it in the comments, and thank you for listening to the summary till the end.